The best way to think about Crossmark, we're a retail marketing company. We work with manufacturers and retailers to make sure that the shopper has the best possible experience they can, and we do that as cost effectively as possible. Well, I guess the key trends that we're seeing coming out of the US at the moment are the convergence of online and Europe as well, with the purchases they've just made. We're seeing online and store shopping coming closer together. It's been talked about for a long time, but it's just becoming much easier. So what we've seen is that people like Nordstrom, the department store in the US, are doing a fantastic job of making sure that people can shop online easily, but can flip between online and the stores. If we look at Apple are giving people the opportunity to buy online and have it shipped to home, or buy online and go to the store. And it's saving them some time, and it's a service, and we're seeing it happen more and more and more. Seeing so much more emphasis put on service. Even the best retailers in the world, Walmart, Apple, believe they can be better at service, and they are good at what they do, but they know they need to be better at service. If you look at what's happened in Coles, Ask Me, please ask me, don't walk out of the store without putting something in your basket. And we're seeing service coming to the fore more, and we're getting much better back office and head office systems being able to clearly understand who our needs are. They're allowing us to act, a big store to act like a small store. If I go into my local coffee shop where I live, they know my name, they know what I drink. When you can do that in a large store format because the systems and processes are good, that's gold. And we're seeing more and more of that as well. And the final thing we're seeing, which is almost referred to as the retail trifecta, great service with great systems inside a fantastic store format, then they are just great places to be and they just make money. Apple, Nordstrom, Smiggle, I'd argue that all those guys, Anaconda, Bass Pro, are in that space at the moment, where they're providing great customer service in great store environments, and their systems and processes are good enough to allow us to shop quickly and efficiently, but also suggest things to us. We've got some fantastic retailers and some great innovative retailers. Smiggle are just an outstanding, clever retailing model, and they're going to keep on growing and growing and growing. In different parts of the world, there are people that are doing things that are phenomenally innovative. They create theatre in store. Good retailing competes with us going to a movie theatre, or it competes with us going to a footy game, because it should be fun, it should be engaging. If you go into one of the Bass Pro stores in the US, these things are the size of a football stadium, and there's nothing that you could ever imagine wanting to have as a toy that isn't there, or anything that you would need to be out in the great outdoors that isn't there. Unbelievable. And that's theatre, so people will drive 2 hours each way to go to a Bass Pro store and spend 4 hours there, including time at the 300-seat restaurant. And that's another part that we're seeing in Australia. We're seeing BCF and Anaconda in that space. Large format adventure retailing is changing the way we shop in that space. So some great trends coming through. The GFC just made us shop differently, and it made us all think differently. Conspicuous consumption disappeared. It's back now. I mean, if you look at the amount of money that's washing around, whether it be Asia or it be Eastern Europe or it be parts of the United States, we're seeing the ability to buy expensive items come back. But what it did do is it changed our fundamental needs. We saw a growth in people entering Walmart stores who'd never entered Walmart stores. In Australia, we saw a growth in people entering Aldi stores who'd never entered Aldi stores. So it changed our perception. But retailers, if nothing else, are nimble on their feet. They understand exactly what's going on. I did an article on the 25th of January this year which said, by the time we get to the end of December 2010, the cost of a basket of food in Australia will be lower than it was on the 1st of January. And I said, if you don't believe me, keep your receipts and put them to one side. And that's exactly what we've seen. As retailers have said, we're going to wash out costs from the bad costs in the business, so duplicated logistics, duplicated store callage, anything that was a bad cost that didn't help the shopper, they've moved away from it. And we're seeing that appearing now in almost everything we do. But there's no doubt we're seeing far more investment in online, more as a service, more as an ease. It's not so much a pricing issue, it's just about people being time poor. Every retail model and every manufacturer model reflects the needs of shoppers, and if somebody can drive out the cost of doing it, they'll do it for free. And that just requires bright men and women sitting together working out the solution, and then putting that solution in some code somewhere.
Yeah.
And then once the software is done, we can do those tasks quickly. As a senior player in retailing or manufacturing, the biggest challenge is getting our minds open to those things.
Yeah.
They can become the norm to a digital native. I got a 20 and 22-year-old, and mobile communication and mobile shopping and the ability to know anything at any point in time, no matter where they are, is just a given. It's just a given. My role is to be able to observe them and go, how do we make this easier for a shopper? How do we harness those things? And it's the greatest challenge. The biggest challenge is having our minds open enough to hear that innovation. If you walk a grocery store in the US, and you see it all around Western Europe, and you see it more and more here, the amount of people who are shopping and talking, or shopping and surfing because they're checking things out, is huge. We've got Lasso in Australia, which allows people to pre-shop. It's happening more, and that data is being collected. It's not just about saying, is this available? I mean, when I go onto a Lasso site and I look for something in a particular store and it's not there, my expectation as a shopper is that store carries that item. Yeah. When it doesn't, Lasso tell the retailer and the manufacturer, hey, Kevin went into this store online and couldn't find it. And there's another 17,000 Kevins who just did this over the course of the last 28 days. Here's an opportunity. What do you want to do about it? So those are that ability to pre-read and do something with the data.
Okay.
Nobody is short of data. Nobody is short of data.
Yeah.
The acid test, the great benefit is to be able to take that data and make it real to us as shoppers.
Yeah.
There is a great phrase, if you want to be in retail, you need to shop around the corner and shop around the world. And there's no better time spent than time spent walking stores and observing and shopping like a shopper.
Yeah.
Not shopping like a marketer, not shopping like a business person, not shopping like somebody who's responsible for IT in retail or brand positioning in manufacture. Shopping like a shopper, experiencing all those different things, allowing all those different senses to be touched, prodded, moved, to allow you to say, I like this place, I'm happy, I'm going to spend money here. From the smallest bakery to the largest discount store to a car dealership, to it doesn't matter what it is. Doing that, you see so many things.